Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Talk Movies podcast. I'm your host, Brian Drolet, and I told you guys I was going to talk to another human being finally last week. I had so much fun interviewing my friend and comedian, Ben Morrison. I forgot to mention, I did Ben Morrison's show at the Improv here in Hollywood a couple of weeks ago. That set is on YouTube right now. You guys can go check it out. Check me out doing what I love, stand-up comedy at the world-famous Hollywood Improv on the show. Super funny. This link right here will take you right to that set. Okay, enough self-promotion. Let's get into this week's episode where I'm going to update you guys on some of the latest in movie news. Now, breaking news, Jordan Peele, one of my favorite directors, is making a sequel to Nope. Now, I didn't know that. He's apparently in the writing stages of it. What did you guys think of Nope? I love Jordan Peele. I think he's one of the most brilliant, creative minds that there is today. I didn't love Nope. I certainly didn't hate it, but I kind of, like all of you, left that movie Googling what was up with the shoe and the monkey, and, I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. Like, I love, to this day, Get Out is one of my favorite movies of all time. Us, again, didn't love Us, certainly didn't hate it. It was creepy. I actually liked Us much better the second time I watched it. So I think all of his movies are good, but Get Out is just so far and above. Just for me personally, I just love that movie. I liked Us, and I thought Nope was okay, but I love Key and Peele. I think the guy's brilliant. I think even his movies that aren't as good as Get Out are still better than most people's best movies. But I guess there's more to explore in the sequel to Nope. What do you guys think? Are you excited about it? Or when it comes out and it comes time to go see it in theaters, are you going to say nope and not go? Sorry, I had to do it. But Jordan Peele, I love you. You're unbelievably talented and amazing, and I would be honored to get to work with you someday. And if you ever watch this, forget everything I said. I love every movie equally. But no, Get Out is one of the best movies of all time, in my opinion, like all time. You can't get better than that movie. When he gets free at the end and he takes, and ironically from picking cotton, which was just one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen, and he takes that deer head and he just shoves it, and the fact that all movie he's like a deer in headlights, just the metaphors are just on a different level. It's like an Eminem song. Just so good, so satisfying. And then when his friend shows up at the end, Lil Ray, cop, you're like, oh no, it's the cops. And then the twist is mother effing TSA. I mean, just a brilliant movie. Just talking about it gets me excited. So speaking of Jordan Peele, his next movie has got its release date. So Jordan Peele fans, myself included, look out. They're saying it's a weird date because it's on Christmas of 2024. I don't know that that's a weird release date. That's actually very common. July 2nd's a super common one. Christmas Day is a super common one. Now they're saying maybe it's weird because it comes out 3 days after Avatar, so why would you want to compete with Avatar? But he's Jordan Peele, okay? Jordan's not afraid of James Cameron, that is, the director of Avatar. Jordan's like, yo, James, bring it on. And people are like, well, maybe it's a horror movie, or maybe it's a Christmas movie or a Christmas horror movie. Just because it's coming out on Christmas doesn't mean it's a Christmas movie. There are so many big movies that come out on Christmas that have nothing to do with Christmas. So I don't know. Stay tuned. Do you guys think it's going to be a Christmas movie? I guess we'll have to peel back the wrapping of his movie and see what Jordan does. But what else do we have in movie news? So Vin Diesel just shared a picture on his Instagram. It looks like we might be getting a fourth Riddick movie. Apparently his Riddick movies are doing great on Netflix, and his 3 movies have been in the top 10 of all Netflix movies. Most recently, going to team up with the same director, David Twohy. I think that's how you say it. The T could be silent, could just be Woey. David Woey. What happened to the T? He's like, it's silent. You're like, oh, whoa, E. I mean T. I mean no T. But anyway, so Vin Diesel, man, he has 90 million followers on Instagram. Who would have ever thought, he'd be this Diesel? But the guy's unstoppable. He's got like 100 final Fast and Furious movies, and they're making another one of that. So looks like you might get more Chronicles of Riddick. If you're a fan of those movies, look out for the fourth movie that's apparently in the works. John McNaughton, in other news, John McNaughton, the director of the cult classic movie from back in the day, Wild Things, starring Neve Campbell, Matt Dillon, Denise Richards, Kevin Bacon. Apparently, the director revealed that there was a homoerotic love scene between Matt Dillon and Kevin Bacon in that movie, in the script, and everybody was fired up to do it. But apparently, one of the actors was like, nah, I'm good, bro. One of the actors was like, yeah, we should just totally cut this scene. Yeah, let's film the entire movie, except this scene right here where I make out with Matt or Kevin. But yeah, no, apparently the news is that, if they were to make this movie today, it would have definitely been in the movie. The director didn't reveal which actor pushed back against the scene, but when curious people went back, no pun intended, curious people, but when they went back and looked at the interviews from back in the day, it seems like Matt Dillon was the one who didn't want to do the scene because Kevin Bacon was quoted as saying, yeah, I really wanted it. It would have been an amazing scene. But he blamed it on the financiers and the investors, which maybe it was the investors, and maybe Matt Dillon was just like, I'm really in love with, there's something about Mary over here, really in love with her. And Kevin Bacon was like, come on, get your foot loose and let's make out. And they were just like, no, we're gonna cut that scene. But yeah, so apparently in that movie, I haven't seen it in a long time. They take advantage of these girls, the two girls in the movie. That's the twist, and turns out that they were getting it on, if you will. And but yeah, it didn't fly back then. Homosexuality in movies is becoming way more normal and commonplace. However, anytime there is a homosexual kiss or relationship, there is a faction of the country, the world, whatever you want to call it, that pushes back against it. It's like boycott Disney and all this stuff. I think it's personally a little ridiculous. Now, I don't like when anything political is being shoved in my face in a movie, but I'm certainly not against representation of homosexuals or anybody for that matter in any movie. Everybody should be represented, and homosexuality is part of life, and so it should be a part of movies. So what do you think? Should it have been in the movie back then? Should it have not? I bet you had it been in the movie, the movie's already famous and iconic, but might have even, who knows, this thing might have been even wilder had they put that in. I don't know. But I've heard of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but never 6 inches of... Okay, moving on to the next topic. Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox was on Instagram with a fun video. She got home from filming Scream 6. She walks into her beautiful house. First thing I noticed was, I wish I lived in a house. But I digress. She walks into her house. She's like, hey, doggies, come greet me. Hello. Hello, puppies. And they immediately go for Ghostface Killer, not the rapper, but a killer with the Ghostface mask on behind her. And the dogs walk into what looks like a guest house or a garage. And they ditch Courtney. So, you might be a big celebrity, but sometimes the fictitious murderer of your franchise career gonna get more love from your dogs. So, Courtney, I still love you, and keep posting fun content on Instagram. My Big Fat Greek Wedding has a third movie coming out. I didn't even know there was a second movie, but I think I do, because I do seem to recall something like My Even Bigger and Fatter Greek Wedding. Maybe this one's just gonna be called Obese Somebody Please Give That Person a Salad Greek Wedding. I don't know. But third movie is coming out. Apparently there's going to be new romances, new love connections. So look out for My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Part Trace. All right, this is huge news now. Movie stars and I think singer? I don't know. Is Victoria Justice a singer? I thought she was. I don't know. Maybe she's just a Disney star. But Victoria Justice and Garrett Hedlund, they just released a new clip of their movie, where they're making out, and the movie's called The Tutor. Now, I have a feeling in this movie there's not a lot of tutoring going on. I think there's maybe some spit swapping, you know? I don't think whoever's the student here, I don't think they're going to pass the test. Or maybe they're going to ace the exam, if you know what I mean. I don't know. But they're making out. There's a new clip. If you're a fan of either of them, check it out online. It's steamy. People are talking. All right, let's move on. Sandra Bullock recently revealed that Ocean's 9, a potential sequel to their film Ocean's 8, is something that could happen. You never know. There's apparently a text chain between her and all the other actresses on that movie. Sandra said in order to make this movie happen, first we need a badass female director, then we need a female writer, and then we just need everything female to make this happen. Like only women can. Now I read this and I just thought to myself, man, it's just funny, you know? You'd never be able to say, listen, I really want to make Die Hard 12. I just need to get the most badass man to write this. I got to find the most amazing man to shoot this and just get, you know, a man DP. Because really only men could make this movie. You definitely get women that be like, well, wait a second, we can do it too. Listen, of course you can. Of course you can. All right? Women, you're amazing. You're powerful. You're strong. I just find it funny. But Sandra Bullock is saying that there's a text chain between her and all of her co-stars. They just got to find the right people. But if you're a fan of Ocean's 8, it sounds like Ocean 9 is a real possibility. So keep an eye out for potentially Ocean's 9. Demi Moore released a heartwarming video of her and her family singing Bruce Willis a happy birthday. It was really nice to see Bruce Willis in good spirits with his family. I know we keep getting news about him getting diagnosed with a form of dementia, which is very sad. I also read somewhere that he sold the rights to his likeness so that they can deep fake him in movies in the future. I don't know if that's true. That could just be a rumor. But either way, really sad to know that Bruce Willis' health is declining, but it looks like his family and personal life is still in a good place, which is just amazing. Life, family, and friends is the most important thing. So really, really nice to see the Willis family celebrating him. Happy birthday, Bruce Willis. You're one of the best action stars of all time. And truly, from this podcast to you and yours, happy birthday and wishing you well. So if you were a fan of the movie Monk, Tony Shalhoub, star of the TV series Monk, recently reported that Peacock is doing a special movie just for Peacock. Monk, the movie, it's going to take place about 14 years after the last time you saw the character. And it's going to be a post-COVID, world. But look out for the movie Monk coming soon to Peacock if you were a fan of the TV show. All right, Melissa Barea, In the Heights, star of the movie In the Heights, recently spoke about the box office failing of that movie. And she said, look, that's life. You know, all I can control is my experience when I work on a film or whatever project it is, and I can't let my happiness live or die based off what happens. What if the film became a huge success and made millions of dollars, and then my next big movie was a huge failure? She's like, that would be really hard too. So in life, I think it's a good lesson, and it's a good attitude she has. Do your best, enjoy the experiences you have, but then when things are out of your control, and if you work on something and it doesn't get the reaction that you were hoping for, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. That is life, okay? I can relate, you know. Every project I've ever worked on has never come out and done the things that I would hoped it would have done, but that doesn't mean it wasn't an amazing experience to work on it. It doesn't mean I didn't learn a bunch of lessons. So if you can apply that to whatever you're going through in life, maybe you're not an actor in movies, but if you work on a project at work and you put your heart and soul into it, and then, you know, your boss doesn't love what you did, or maybe the client doesn't love your pitch, or whatever it is that you're working on, as long as you try your best and you truly give it your all, that's all you can do, right? The cards are going to fall where they're going to fall. Keep your head high. Keep on moving. Alicia Silverstone recently posted to her social media she would love to work with Brendan Fraser again. She thought there was more story to be told in the movie they did together called Blast from the Past. Ironically, Alicia Silverstone is a blast from the past. And listen, I love her. I had a crush on her as a child. And I wanna tell you guys a little something. This is true. I know it's a little bit of a name drop here, but she was watching my Instagram stories for a minute there. I looked at my phone. You know, you can see who looks at your stories. Alicia Silverstone, verified and all. I was like, damn, okay. Clueless. I mean, come on. No man my age didn't have a crush on Alicia Silverstone in Clueless back in the day, which I think might have had Paul Rudd too, which is crazy, which shows you his longevity. I'm pretty sure that was Paul Rudd. I could be wrong, but I think it was Paul Rudd. But anyway, so Alicia Silverstone wants to work with Brendan Fraser again. Who doesn't? Pauly Shore, anybody that worked with him back in the day. He's hot right now. I love Brendan Fraser. Apparently, he's rumored to be back into the Mummy franchise. So let's really hope we get to see more Brendan Fraser in The Mummy, and maybe with Alicia Silverstone in some more Blast from the Past. Ben Affleck recently revealed he's part of a celebrity Wordle group involving the likes of Matt Damon and some other A-listers. Not really that exciting, so I'm just going to keep it moving, guys. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, they play Wordle with a bunch of other A-list celebrities. Apparently, Jason Bateman, Bradley Cooper, among some of the other A-listers in that Wordle group. Like I said, not very exciting. Let's keep it moving. But speaking of Ben Affleck, he recently revealed in his upcoming movie Air about the Michael Jordan sneaker legacy of how he ended up with Nike. He revealed, Ben Affleck, that they did not cast anybody to play Jordan in the movie because Jordan is too big, he's larger than life, he's legendary, and anybody they would have cast would have fallen short, and it was better to just have the legend of Michael Jordan that we all know looming over the movie, because our imagination is going to do much more powerful things than anybody they would ever cast to play Jordan, because again, we know Jordan too well, he's so overexposed, which he doesn't even, not even in the limelight anymore, but he was so iconic for so long that it was better to just not have anybody play Jordan and have it be about everything around the guy, which I think could be really cool. I'm excited to see that movie. What do you guys think? Should they have cast an actor to play Jordan, or do you like that they left it almost mysterious, or the myth, you know? It's like your imagination will grow that much more. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. World War Z was being talked about by some CGI artists recently, saying that the movie made the flaw of replicating zombies in the CGI that were duplicates, because there were so many that if you're a VFX person, you noticed that instead of having all individual little zombies, you saw the duplicates. Listen, that movie was pretty good from what I remember. There were thousands, if not millions of... Can you imagine being the CGI artist? Your boss comes in, you're like eating popcorn. It's like, hey, we need another 564,000 zombies in scene 1A. You're just like, pew! I mean, it's a lot of CGI right there. So, hey, I don't blame you for the duplicates. It had to be done, all right? AI is more intelligent now. Maybe now you could get more varied zombie CGI, but I don't blame the VFX people, okay? Give them a break. Hellboy is being rewritten, reimagined, and apparently it's going to be a horror film next time. Apparently the first couple of directors to do it were horror film directors, but the movies didn't come out feeling like a horror film. So the producers and the people behind the latest Hellboy installment want it to be a horror film, which to me makes sense. Hellboy, horror, kind of goes along. What do you guys think? All right, guys, Super Mario Brothers. Chris Pratt was recently talking about the... I say Mario, and everybody kills me. I guess it's Mario. It's my accent. I'm from Queens, New York. I don't even know if people in Queens say it. I've always just said Mario Brothers, but apparently that's wrong. Apparently it's Mario. So I don't know. I'm in my head a little bit about this. But Chris Pratt, that's not the story. But Chris Pratt has been a very controversial pick for... I was going to say Mario, because people are like, you know, it should be a thick Italian accent, and apparently he wanted to do more of a voice, and he did it on the show in the interview. He sounded pretty good saying, "It's a me, woohoo!" But that's apparently like the only things Mario has said. Who can't say that? I just said Mario instead of Mario. But who can't go, woohoo, or it's a me, Mario. But they thought it would be too annoying over the course of an entire movie to speak like that. And, thinking franchise, they're probably going to make at least 3 of these movies. They wanted him to be able to just speak more naturally, I guess. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on Chris Pratt as Mario, however you say it? How do you pronounce that name, by the way? I want to hear. I want to hear from you guys. It's me, Mario. Oh, how does he say it? Yeah, he says Mario. He doesn't say Mario. Mario. I'm going to have to tell my friends. I think I've been saying it right this whole time. Okay, guys, to round out the show, this is where we're going to end. Shazam 2 recently came out in theaters, and unfortunately, some of the worst numbers for the DCU, and people are saying this is the end of the pre-James Gunn DC era. The movie is not performing well. I haven't seen it. To be honest, guys, I didn't see Quantumania, Ant-Man, or this movie. I have superhero fatigue. I just don't get excited about superheroes anymore. I'll get excited about whatever the next Batman is, whatever the next Superman, Venom, Spider-Man, Wolverine, X-Men. That's about it. The core main characters, I'll be excited to watch their relaunches, but all these superhero movies with these like B and C and D level heroes that are not as popular, just not as interested. Another criticism on the movie is that there's actually too much humor, that it kind of kills the drama and the stakes. And, I've always loved the comedy they've put in all these superhero movies, but I do hear that point, and it is kind of true. When everything is constantly cracking a joke, sometimes you need to pull away from that to feel the fear of like, oh my God, these people can actually die. This can get really bad and intense. So if it's a little too cartoony and silly, sometimes that makes the movie not as good. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you see Shazam 2? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this episode of the Let's Talk Movies podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the Up On Game Network on YouTube. Leave us a comment. Follow us on Instagram. Thank you for watching. I am your host, Brian Drolet, and I will see you guys next time.